Tell her. Lock. Taking the streets over, motherfuckers. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yo, shut the fuck up before I blast and ban from TV your ass with no mask. Look at the camera like what? Yeah, I did it like a sick white boy in the cold committed to the death of me. I spaz like I'm on ecstasy. Drop 100 bars for real, like I'm looking for a deal. If I ain't hungry, who the fuck is? I'm worse than them African kids. I ain't straight, so my numbers match the Motorola biz. And walk the streets of the wild like I'm a fucking kid. If I ain't strapped, that means I took them off my Nikes. Get off mine, y'all talk shit like little children. Wanna ride mine like bitches when I walk up in the building. Cause I catch tans in the winter with wild horse, jet skiing. While you keep warm in corner stores, I make it hot, flood your block the best way. Professionally, they'll find poison in your x-ray. It's I get roasted, looking at Biggie posted on my wall. Taking shots of Louis to a fall, nothing to lose. Just load the clip up in the groove and kick rhymes to the poster. So I swear, big move. My team, you would think was on Thor's end. How we floss, so don't give a fuck with his course team.
Pressure bust pipe, it's time to apply it now. Pick out a quiet town and tie it down. Make niggas lie it down. Y'all know where to buy it now. Beanie Mac, I supply it now. My squad rolls deep in foreign cars with 2 seats. Couple of 5 or 6, a few Jeeps. Bagging up coke to last a few weeks. In case niggas wanna test, best in a few heats. You really wanna test my name? Then test my game until you have me. Test my aim? Y'all niggas nuts like Tesla Gold. Hit you up in your apartment building vestibule. Breath is best for you to keep on walking. Heat from the Larkin, keep on sparking. Platinum Prezi, Bezzy, stay sparkling. Cop off the lot, never see me at the auction. Pint of Bacardi darken when it's hawking. Out on the strip until I reach the margin. Not trying to meet the sergeant at the precinct. Eating cheese sandwiches down for the weekend. Locked up with dirty white boys and reeking.
Now if I kill you, I probably do 10 in the box. Come down on the pill, then I'm killing your pops. You feeling the locks? Nigga, why you grilling the locks? If this rap shit don't work, niggas still in the spot. You bring it to me, I gotta lose your family. Gangsters don't die, they get chubby and move to Miami. Shit is deep now, dog, but it gets deeper. Fuck it, the weather's nice and the price is much cheaper. I put it on tape, you gon' buy it. I put it in the bag, you gon' try it. Y'all niggas can't deny it. A lot of cats still trying to study my last bounce. Tell you what, get a beat tape in the half ounce. They got me where I can't be without my large gap. Teflon long sleeve and my hard hat. No matter if I'm opening up or headline. Doing the speed limit or pushing red line. 6 months in the county off fed time. I'ma be the kiss nigga until it's bedtime. Anything I'm on is a classic. Any nigga ever had beef with, son is a bastard. Anytime I spit acid. LOX, Rough Rider, you heard? We got the game mastered.
I told you the pain was coming. You wouldn't listen. You try to play me like a joke. Now who got the last laugh? Now take these bullets with you to hell.
Your motherfuckers are sick. Don't think sauce the shit. So many niggas on my nuts, I thought I lost my dick. Picture me falling off. I'm camera shy. Hammers fly, I might miss you, but your man to die. What's the difference? Either way, I'm sunning your crew. I fuck the win. Y'all niggas coming to lose. Something to prove, spit it. We can have a spray off. I lay off whack niggas and kill them on my day off. Ain't nothing for me to bust a tray off. Murdered a whole month of April, nigga, just to take May off. Run with more Germans than Adolf. You like crews. Now I concentrate on your camp like Jews. Flow hot like a heat wave, bitch. Whips fatter than them shits they beat slaves with. I'm a mill stacking nigga who pull quick. Still packing. For you Phil Jackson niggas on that bull.
I don't give a fuck who you are. So fuck who you are. I don't care about a pretty bitch, watch y'all call. I don't care about you blocking whoever you shot. I don't care about your album and whenever it drops. I don't care about your past. If I did, I would've asked. I'm too busy lighting throw with a whole lot of hash. As far as this rap shit, I'm 10 steps ahead of niggas shooting backwards just for practice. Ride or die, nigga hopping in your casket. About to go to hell with you. Blow the L with you. Tell the whole world I'm spitting, let them know the shell hit you. I tell niggas quick, suck dick and get a Glock. My name ring bells like Sunday at 12 o'clock. I'm 7:30, buck 6, 10, 11. You know me, slide my man, my joints say reload me. I rough ride and pop a fella for Rockefeller. Screaming, what the fuck? Spinning mozzarella.
I know, Pop, you can't stand us, so we cock them hammers. Running your crib, no prisoners. Pop your grammar. Locked in the slammer? Nope. Popped up in Atlanta. Cropped up in the dropper. Popped up the antenna. Whoa. Watch your manners when my veins pop like scanners. Like raindrops, you hear the thunder when I cock the cannon. Big things, big chains, ain't shit change. Get brain in the 4.6 range. Shit, man. Switch lanes. Every time I hit, switch lanes. Bitch, flip, big cane. Flow with no cut. You taking in vain to the brain. Motherfuckers is nodding and throwing up. You know that. You don't wanna owe that man. He'll hit you. Get the picture? Kodak man, got a love for war. I don't floss no more. I just sit on my money till I'm above the law. How the fuck you gonna stop us with your measly asses? We don't stop at the tolls, we got easy passes, nigga. Multiple cars and divas with D classes. Iceberg sweat with IB on the last. Yeah, shit. Biatch, what the fuck? You heard me?
Welcome. It's your man, Got It Dots, man. We are back. Hope everybody had a very, very good weekend. Oh, man, a lot of football to discuss. We will be discussing wild card weekend in depth. Also some off the field stuff in regards to head coaching moves being made or possibly being made. We'll talk about it. And I got a story that's kind of off the beaten path, and I hope my executive producer is not listening tonight, because I know she hates when I deviate. How you doing? I know she hates when I deviate from the main material of the show, but it was something that I saw on social media that I wanted to kind of get out there, and I was going to save it for the KBK show, but it spoke to me on so many different levels. But we'll get into that towards the end of the show. But yeah, we here, man. Hope everybody had a very good weekend. Break down the latest and greatest from the world of the NFL wild card weekend. If I can sum it up in one word, anticlimactic. It was kind of, teams won that I thought would win. Games kind of went how I thought those games were going, but I expected the games to be a lot more competitive than they were, and it was, I ain't gonna lie to you, anticlimactic, snooze fest. It was not a lot of entertaining football. If you was just wanted to watch for the love of the game, now if your team won, I'm pretty sure you was excited by their performance. And kudos to you. I haven't, experienced, playoff success in a long time as a Cowboys fan, but the weekend for the most part, it kind of went how I thought it would go. We'll talk about, game by game breakdown, some of the performances from those teams, and what divisional round kind of looks like as we look forward to this weekend of divisional round games, which is, I think, should be a lot more competitive, a lot more entertaining. It's just for us watching the football. But it's, let's get into these wild card games. We'll start with the Saturday games, of course. Let's see. Hold on, let me take this down because it's gonna throw me off. Start with the Saturday games, of course. Texans taking care of business at home against the Chargers team. The Chargers team, listen, kudos to them for making the playoffs. Team finished at 11-6. Jim Harbaugh's first year as head coach of the team. And, I talked about it all season long. I thought this team was a year ahead of schedule. I think Jim Harbaugh needs a good offseason, a good draft to kind of get more of the players he likes in there for their style of play. This team, kudos to them for making it to the playoffs. And not a lot of people had Chargers make it to the playoffs. I was one of those people who didn't have them make it to the playoffs. But the train, got derailed in a very serious way. Justin Herbert, not his best game. 4 turnovers, 4 picks. Houston's defense came to play, stepped up. It was a game for about a half. Houston couldn't get it going. The Chargers offense was stalling out, turning the ball over, just not able to sustain drives. It was a game for about a half. Second half, the wheels just kind of came off. Houston kind of got it going with special teams play, and namely the defense. If you had to pick a star of that game, defense had to be the star of that game. But Texas take care of business at home against the Chargers teams, who I think will be a lot better next year. This might be one of my teams. I'll be talking about sleeper teams going into next season. I thought it was a year ahead of schedule for the most part. And, it kind of, bit them in the end. But, Texas move on to the next round of the playoffs. Kudos to them. You have to be happy if you're a Texas fans, especially with the way that your defense performed, forcing that amount of turnovers, getting that much pressure on Justin Herbert, and, taking advantage of, you being a superior defense to an offense that, outside of Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey, it's going to need some changes. Offensive line is going to need to be tweaked a little bit. Like I said, Jim Harbaugh's got to get some players in there that fit his style of play. Like I said, I thought the team was a year ahead, and it kind of showed. Texas move on, got a hard challenge next week, and we'll talk about that. Later on in the week, we'll take a closer deep dive look into these divisional round games. Moving on to the second game from Saturday, Ravens taking care of business against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh walks away from this game, having lost 5 straight coming down the stretch. Team looked disjointed. Offense looked, I'm just call it what it is. Offense looked pathetic. No real challenge to the Ravens. Ravens were able to do what they wanted to do on both sides of the football. Pittsburgh, kind of at a crossroads right now. If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, you have questions at the quarterback position. Do you bring Russell Wilson back? Do you spend some draft capital? Do you, go back to Russell Wilson, Justin Fields? I don't know. Quarterback situation is probably the second biggest thing Pittsburgh is going to have to kind of figure out. This off season. And Mike Tomlin, there's questions about is Tomlin, is he going to be, head coach of this team in the future moving forward? Pittsburgh Steelers traditionally have not fired head coaches. Typically head coaches are able to leave on their own after many years of success, and it's hard to argue with the track record of Mike Tomlin. Listen, winning the Super Bowl is hard. Winning the Super Bowl is hard. Being a perennial contender, playoffs year after year. Listen, not everybody does it. Not everybody does it. It takes a lot. Your organization has got to be structured. A lot of things got to kind of break your way. But Mike Tomlin has done a great job. No losing season since being a head coach. Took a team, Pittsburgh. It's kind of faded down the stretch. Offense, not no imagination to it. Had issues with receivers all year long as far as behavior problems. Got rid of Deontay Johnson in the offseason. Had issues with George Pickens, with his attitude and some of him being nicked up. And it's not, when you look at the roster, especially on the offensive side of the football for the Pittsburgh Steelers, not a lot of talent on that side of the football. It's just some suitable talent. It's some talent you can win with. Definitely you can win with. But if you're talking about cracking into that top tier, especially in the AFC, and being considered one of those teams that are looked at as possible Super Bowl contenders, when you look at Pittsburgh's offense, it just doesn't match up. And I think the defense, because the offense was so bad, especially coming down the stretch, the defense, this kind of broke. Wasn't able to get after Lamar Jackson in this game. Lamar was able to do what he wanted to do. Derrick Henry, once again, Jesus, I mean, fantastic. And as a Cowboys fan, we could have had him. He wanted to come to Dallas. We could have had him. What ifs? But anyway, but Baltimore looked good. Baltimore took care of business. Baltimore looked like they've kind of figured out, what they want to do as far as attacking teams. Lamar Jackson, if you haven't noticed, if you haven't been watching closely, Lamar Jackson, running a little bit more, especially over the last 4 or 5 games of the season, running a lot more than he was at the beginning of the season when he was focused on really just passing. But this Baltimore team is scary. Baltimore team is scary. They will have to go on the road next this coming weekend. We'll see we'll talk about that on Thursday. But Baltimore took care of business. Baltimore did what they were supposed to do, took care of business. A team comes in really, even though it's a division opponent, you kind of know what you're getting from Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh wasn't looking like the team they were when they was about 10-3. This wasn't looking like that kind of a team. This kind of just faded down the stretch. And like I said, they got a lot of question marks on what direction this team is going to go. You got some question marks at the receiver position, question marks definitely at the quarterback position. Does Pittsburgh need a change in philosophy? For the longest, Pittsburgh has been synonymous with defense and playing sound football. But, in today's NFL, you got to be able to put up points, man. You got to be able to put up points. You got to be able to consistently put up points in this league. And Pittsburgh struggled with that coming down the stretch. So I'm not surprised that Pittsburgh lost. I picked against them any goddamn way. Ravens are my Super Bowl pick. I'm still riding with them all the way to the end. Moving on to the Sunday's games. Sunday's games started out no better than the Saturday's games. Games weren't very competitive. Buffalo takes care of business against the Broncos team. Like I said, it was close for about a half, but at no point did you ever felt that Denver was going to really threaten Buffalo. Buffalo was playing at another level. Right now, Buffalo is playing like a team that could, end up in the Super Bowl, could end up winning the Super Bowl. Buffalo is playing that well. Josh Allen is playing that well at the quarterback position. Possible MVP season for him. And I don't think I paid enough attention. I would say this: I watch a lot of football, but I don't think I paid enough attention how Buffalo's offensive line has played this year. Allowed the fewest sacks in the NFL this season, and you can credit that to the quarterback, but a lot of good offensive line play has allowed this team to do what they do on offense. This is a very good balanced offensive team, especially when James Cook gets to going. He's able to get involved in the run game. Of course, you have the threat of Josh Allen, and I think Buffalo just overwhelmed Denver. Like I said, it was close for about a half, but at no point did I ever feel like Denver was really a threat to take it on the road against this Buffalo team. Denver might be a team you see next year in the playoffs. Bo Nix had a very good rookie season. I expect this team to get a little bit better in the offseason, get some more pieces, especially on the offensive side of the football, that the defense would just be fine if they can stay healthy. But Denver is going to be definitely in the conversation next year. But just, hey, you came up against a better team. I think Broncos, I'm going to be honest with you, I think the Broncos would have had a better chance of beating the Texans. But I think, you play who you have to play, and that's how the seeding kind of works. But Buffalo takes care of business at home. We'll have a home game this divisional round. We'll talk about that, like I said, later on in the week. Moving on to the middle game from Sunday, Philadelphia, Green Bay. Ugly game. Ugly game, not pleasing to the eye. And I'm not saying that to be a hater of Philly. Honestly, I'm not saying that to be a hater of Philly. Definitely not saying that to be a hater of Philly, but it's just it wasn't a good game. Philadelphia did what they were supposed to do as far as, leaning more on Saquon Barkley. I've been saying that all year long. That's the recipe for success for this team. Defense was able to kind of get after it, force a lot of turnovers from Jordan Love, who I think, the league kind of caught up to him last year. I want to say he had 30 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Teams didn't have a lot of game tape with him. First real year starting at quarterback. Teams came in this season with a lot of tape on him, was able to adjust, and he had a lot of turnovers this year. Jordan Love was very turnover prone this year, and it reared its ugly head again. Green Bay has a good team in place. You just got to kind of clean up the mistakes. Defense, I think, played well enough to beat Philadelphia. It wasn't like Philadelphia was dominating them on the offensive side of the football. Jalen Hurts had a kind of game that I think that if this team wants to be successful, he's going to have those type of games. He's going to have those type of games continuing through the playoffs where you lean heavy on the run game. Allow Jalen Hurts to make a throw here, a throw there. But run game and defense, this has got you to where you are at right now. I think it'd be a mistake to deviate from that. He didn't look particularly well coming off of the concussion, but it was serviceable enough. And like I said, Green Bay, just continually shot themselves in the foot in this game. You can't go on the road, be a team to start slow, and then you're turning the ball over like you did. Green Bay never really had any opportunity to really make this a game, and I felt they could have, because it wasn't like Philadelphia was dominated. But when you're forcing turnovers like that, man, and you're turning the ball over, yeah, you got to clean that up, Green Bay. Now, that's something that Jordan Love is going to have to work on in the offseason if he wants to take that next step to being a upper echelon quarterback in this league. He's going to have to learn how to do that. I expect him to get a little bit better, but at the same time, you don't know. You don't know. Maybe this is what Jordan Love is at the end of the day. Maybe last year was an aberration. We don't know. So I'm curious to see what Green Bay is going to look like. Very interesting offseason for them coming up. Got some key free agents out there on the board. What do you do with those guys? Do those guys come back? I don't know. But, congratulations, you guys making the playoffs, but not a very good showing on the road against Philadelphia, who will be at home again for the divisional round. Probably the best game of the weekend. I ain't gonna say probably the best game of the weekend. The Cardiac Commanders come back, win on a last second field goal against the Tampa Bay team. It was a very good competitive game with two very good teams. Baker Mayfield has the crucial fumble in the fourth quarter that kind of changed the dynamic of the game, the way the game was flowing, because it looked like Tampa Bay had control until they turned the ball over that time. And let's put some respect on JD Daniels' name. He rises to the occasion. No moment is too big for him. I want to say that he's like fifth comeback this season, and we're talking about a rookie first start starting on the road. Tampa Bay's not an easy place to go to. But Jaden Daniels has carried this team thus far. He's going to have to continue to carry this team thus far if they want to go further in this playoff run. But this is the best game of the entire weekend. The best game of the entire weekend. Kudos to Tampa Bay for fighting. You lose on the last second field goal. That kind of happens. Turnovers are amplified more in the playoffs, especially when you're talking about having turnovers in the fourth quarter. I thought Tampa Bay, I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought Tampa Bay was in control of the game up until that point, but you had a turnover and the momentum change, and Washington seized the moment. Jaden Daniels led his team to a victory, and I'm curious to see what they do when they go on the road. I want to say they got Detroit on the road to Detroit. That ought to be a goodie. Closing out the wild card weekend, Monday's game, I think I picked Rams. If I'm not mistaken, I think I picked Rams in this one. Sam Darnold, another bad game. Questions about his future in Minnesota coming out of this game. It wasn't. Listen, the Rams are a team. If you allow them to, apply that pressure, this is a team that does it. I want to say they had a record 9 sacks in this game. I've been telling people, hey, the Rams are a scary team. This is not a team you want to meet in the dark alleys, because this team can beat you in a lot of different ways. Can beat you defensively, can beat you on the offensive side of the ball. Special teams is not that bad either. But the Rams take care of business at home against a Vikings team, and it's question marks galore about the future of Minnesota. Do you bring back Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold, I think, has played himself into a very nice contract somewhere in the Baker Mayfield-ish range. We're talking about $35-40 million a year. I think he's played himself into that range with the season that he has. But do you bring him back if you're Minnesota? You spent the first round draft pick on J.J. McCarthy. It looks like he's going to be on track to be healthy by the time training camp comes around. Do you stick with him, or do you stick with Darnold? Because you're going to have to pay him. He's not coming at a discount. He's not coming cheap. I don't believe so. I'd be highly surprised if he doesn't take this moment to cash in, because his value has never been as high as it is right now. I think he's going to be in line, like I said, for a Baker Mayfield type contract. He's going to be probably the hottest free agent quarterback once he does hit the market. And I'm curious to see where he ends up. He says he likes playing in Minnesota. It's a lot to like about being in Minnesota. Good offensive line, good weapons on the outside. Defense, is good. Will they be able to retain Brian Flores? I don't know. A lot of questions coming out of this game for Minnesota. But if Minnesota, I wouldn't say Minnesota losing to the Rams, they upset, because the Rams are a very good team. I want to say they played early this year. Rams beat them then. This is a very good team. This is a very good team. It's a very well coached team. Veterans in the right spot. Talent on both sides of the football. Rams can beat you in a lot of different ways, and they showed on the game on Monday that they can beat you with primarily defense. I mean, think about it: 9 sacks in a playoff game. Crazy. Now, as we wrapped up the wild card weekend, let's get into some of these head coaching moves, my thoughts and opinion on those. I should have reported on this last week. Jerod Mayo got fired from his job as head coach of the New England Patriots. I'm gonna say this about him getting fired. This is my own personal opinion. I think the man got railroaded. I think Jerod Mayo got set up for failure. Let's be honest. You look at the New England Patriots, probably the least talented team in the league, having a rookie quarterback. Drake May had a decent year. Wasn't Jaden Daniel-esque, wasn't Bo Nix level, but he had a good year as a rookie. But New England has so many holes at so many different positions, and for a guy to get fired after 1 year, after you promised him he was going to be the successor of Bill Belichick, and to see him fired after 1 year for a team to not give him another go at it, I don't know. I didn't like him getting fired. I didn't think it was fair for him to get fired. Like, what was your, like Robert Kraft, what was your expectations with the roster that you gave him? I mean, you had no big time talent, it was no player. You know what? This guy can push the needle for us. Nobody on this team. Nobody. And if you got some good players sprinkled. I mean, lightly sprinkled throughout the roster, but I think Jerry Mayo got a bad rap. You got stuck with a bad team who was badly constructed. Team didn't spend no money in the offseason to bring in talent around you, and you were out there with a rookie quarterback. What did you expect him to do? You're playing in a very tough division, playing in a very tough conference. Nobody expected the New England Patriots to threaten for the division or a playoff spot coming into the season. Nobody. I don't care how big of a Patriots fan you may be. If you're out there listening, nobody expected this team to. If they'd have got 500, Jerry Mayo could have been in line for Coach of the Year. I'm being honest with how bad this team is how bad this team is constructed as far as the talent level. I think he got railroaded. And I think, them bringing in Mike Vrabel, we've talked about it on this show in previous episodes when we talk about the Rooney Rule. Who else interviewed for this position? I mean, Mayo gets fired, and in the span of about 72 hours, Mike Vrabel is named head coach, former New England Patriots player, former head coach of the Tennessee Titans. He could have been the head coach last year, but Robert Kraft said, he had put some language in Mayo's contract that he was next in line, so he gives him a shot. But to get rid of a guy for 1 year, what do you expect Vrabel to come in here to do? Unless you upgrade the talent, I don't give a damn how good of a coach you may be. If you have no talent on the roster, you can't compete. You can't. Eventually, that catches up. I don't care how good of a coach you are. I don't care how much of a good coaching job you do, what kind of culture you bring in. Like, look at the Arizona Cardinals. I think Gannon did a very good job head coaching this team, but at the end of the day, you need talent. When you look at the New England Patriots, outside of Drake May and maybe Christian Gonzalez, the cornerback, the rest of these guys are replaceable. It's nobody in the wide receiver room. You have confidence in going forward. Running back is by committee. So, I mean, what offensive line is patchwork at best. Like I said, outside of those two players, what is there to work with? I'm curious to see what Vrabel does. Is he going to be able to turn this team around? He's going to have one of the miracle turnaround. Not if this team don't spend no money. So I expect the Patriots to be heavily involved in the free agent process this coming season, because I don't think Robert Kraft wants to send Vrabel out there with the same group of players that Mayo had to deal with, the leftovers from Bill Belichick when his what Bill Belichick's a great coach, was a horrible talent evaluator. Also talking about head coaching moves. Let me get a little bit of this. Mike McCarthy has been fired or let go, contract not renewed by the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm just saying. Deserve to get let go. Cowboys had all year to negotiate. It was, let's keep it going. But yeah, Vrabel, Mike McCarthy is out of there as Dallas Cowboys coach, and he deserves it. He deserves it. Team played poorly. Team was mediocre. Team was average. Mike McCarthy was not. He was a puppet holder. And I would say this about the head coaching search. Some of the rumors I'm hearing already coming out about possible head coach for Dallas. Deion Sanders' name has been thrown about. He's had a conversation with Jerry recently. Would I take Deion as head coach? Yeah. There's a couple other guys I would also want to look at as head coach, coordinators, both coordinators for the Detroit Lions. I would look at them for possible head coaching interviews for the Cowboys position. But you never know what direction Jerry's going to go with finding a guy. And with that being said, I heard that he was thinking of Jason Witten, former Hall of Fame tight end for the Cowboys, possibly coming in as head coach.
Wait a minute. First of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said. Wait a minute. First of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Jason Witten as head. I mean, Jerry, come on. I like Witten, the player. but head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Can you just you might as well coach the damn. If you're gonna hire Jason Witten, you might as well coach the goddamn team yourself. If they bring in Jason Witten to be the head coach next, I don't know what I would do if they bring him in. For the life, I don't understand the logic of Jason Witten out of left field. I don't even know if Jason has been. I think he's been broadcast. I don't even think he's been coaching. And you're gonna ask him with the player, with the talent out there at coordinator. We're just talking about like Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator for Detroit Lions, former Cowboy, doing a fantastic job with Detroit's defense, despite all those guys being injured. He could be a guy you could interview and possibly get into this position. Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. When this seems to be the trend of the league. You need an offensive mind, an innovative offensive mind if you want to compete with some of these teams like the Kansas Cities, the Baltimores, the Buffaloes, teams that, you're talking about we want to be in the Super Bowl conversation. You got to have an offensive mind to kind of coach. Jason Witten? I'm so confused that he's even in the conversation. He's even in the like Jason Witten may seriously get a interview to be the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. I am perplexed. I am dumbfounded. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words with this one. Jason Witten is not even he's not even coaching. How you doing, beautiful? He's not even coaching. Oh man. But with that being said, like to make sure y'all tune in later on this week. I will be doing the divisional round preview. But let me go ahead and get into this story real quick. I saw this. Give me just a second. No, take that down. Remove. I want to kind of get into this story I saw. We miss you, right? Yeah, beautiful. That's what I hear. And, let me play something real quick. I want to get into this get into this real quick. I heard I've been missed. But missed by people that like me and people that don't like me. Hold on, let me put this up. I'm gonna take me a quick break. Need to make our own set. Listen, I'm in the process of thinking of something like that. You read my mind. Let me play this real quick, and I'll be right back. We're gonna get into this commentary. Like I said, I hope my executive producer is not listening because she hates when I deviate, but I think she'll be fine with this one.
That I found out, I can't have one woman, gotta have three. One woman just to hold me down, one woman just to lift me up. Oh yeah. And I gotta at least have one woman on the side that really don't give a fuck. So if you wanna leave, baby, go ahead and leave. Yeah. There's one thing that I found out, I can't have one woman, gotta have three. One woman just to hold me down. One woman just to lift me up. Oh, yeah. And I gotta at least have one woman on the side that really don't give a fuck. If you wanna go, baby, go ahead and walk out the door. But one thing that you gotta remember is one monkey don't stop no show. If you wanna go, baby, go ahead and walk out the door. But one thing that you gotta remember is one monkey don't stop no show. This train gon' keep on rolling. Oh yeah, this thing called life gon' keep on going. Oh yeah, this train gon' keep on rolling. Oh yeah, this thing called life gon' keep on going. Oh yeah.
All right, I'm back. I ain't wanna but beautiful. Listen, I mean, I'll get into that at the end of the show. I'll get into that at the end of the show because, man. But let me get into this material because I saw something and it disturbed me on so many levels. And I wanted to kind of bring it here in this space and kind of okay, let's talk. No. We can get into it. Listen, beautiful. It's nobody. This is like the quiet space. You know, I got some thoughts on what I've heard. I haven't watched too much. And that's for health reasons. But anyway, let me kind of get into this material real quick. I saw something on Twitter. I don't know if it's been discussed enough. Let me take this down. But it disturbed me. And like I said, I was going to save it for another show. But I just, when you put something on your heart and put something on your mind, you just got to kind of run with it. And for what you kind of set up the clip you're about to look at, it was a young woman, a 15-year-old girl, who became pregnant at 15 and was made and forced to get in front of the church and apologize to the congregation, and and then to hear the reports about her mother talking about like she was cool with it and she did the right thing. And I just, it disturbed me on so many levels when I actually saw the clip because I had heard about it. But to see this, I'm just playing.
Stand right in front of the congregation. Yeah, right in front of you. Don't touch that table.
I want to apologize to everybody in here because I am pregnant. I'm sorry, y'all. And I just hope that y'all all forgive me and keep praying for me.
Ain't no baby showers going on. That's what you lose out at. You have a baby out of wedlock, ain't no baby showers.
I'm back, and let me come back over here. Euclid, how you doing? I was listen, and over here sometimes KBK we kind with some of the stuff that I do on those. What the fuck? Yeah, beautiful. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was probably the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in a church setting. To force to force this 15-year-old girl who is having to come to grips with being pregnant and at that, you don't even understand. Like, listen, you got grown 30-plus-year-old, 40-plus-year-old women who have children and can't cope with what that means and how that changes their life. And for a 15-year-old who is still developing mentally, along with physically, and the changes that come along with that, to be forced to get up in front of a bunch of old dusty motherfuckers and apologize and be made to apologize to a group of old, like, listen, when you look at the clip, it's nothing but old motherfuckers in the old gray, and nothing against folks with gray hair, nothing but old gray hair. I was disgusted because, like I said, I heard about the story, and to see that, I was flat out disgusted. Disgusted for, well, we're gonna get into the mama in just a second, beautiful. And that's part of the problem too. But it's a bigger problem when you you take this situation, you expand it out, in a situation like that, for a 15-year-old to find out you're pregnant. That is a time, just in anybody's life, whether you 15, 25, or 35, when you find out you are pregnant, that is supposed to be a time when your family gets closer, your family rallies around you, offers that support, but even more so, with teenage pregnancy, it is what it is. But that is the most, it's already embarrassing, and she's struggling with that. I'm 15 and got pregnant, and you don't want to be, you don't want. I mean, I can recall when I was that age, long time ago. But even at that age, you didn't want to be that one that got somebody pregnant in high school. You didn't want to be, in the back of your mind, you like, my hormones are taking control of me. I'm becoming active. I'm experiencing this, sensation for the first time, but I don't want to be that one that has, have a baby. You don't want to be that one. And for this young lady, to find out, you're pregnant, and, instead of something like that being kept private, with your inner circle, your support circle, and to have you drug out in front of the church, where you're 15 and you're apologizing to a group of old motherfuckers who've got kids, grandkids. Probably there's some of them old ass motherfuckers probably got great grandkids. To you to be strolled out there in front of the church and be made to apologize, like you don't even understand how your life is about to change and how that's going to affect you going forward in life, period. But to be trotted out there, in front of like old motherfuckers and be shamed like that, I was disgusted. Very, very disgusted to see that. And then for the punk ass preacher, because I'm one of those people. I grew up in the church, but it's some tenets of that, of being in the church, that I just don't fly with. Especially at the age I'm at now, I just don't fly with. Like, I respect elders, but just because you old does not make you an elder. Then for the punk ass pastor to be like, well, ain't no baby showers. Instead of taking, it shouldn't, first of all, shouldn't even happen in that setting. But to take that, you could have took that moment and rallied around that young lady, because that's what you're supposed to do. Leader of the flock. When one strays away, you're supposed to bring them back into the fold, because you're a shepherd for God's followers. That's your purpose. That is your role in life. And far too often now, and you see situations like this. You see some of the behavior of some of these quote unquote mega preachers, or just regular preachers, period. They have, to me, and this is just me, and you can agree with it or not. I mean, it may not apply to you and your situation. I don't know what that is, but too often we see the church not pour back into the community like they're supposed to. Like I said, that was a moment. She's embarrassed. They had her up there by herself. Mother wasn't there, showing support for, like, this is my daughter and we're gonna get through this. No, had the little girl up there by herself. I was just, disgusted. And I like, this. She's dealing with that, and then, like, I'm just like, keep it with, even with the religious part. Like, how do you ever feel comfortable? I'm talking about the young girl. How do you ever feel comfortable being in that environment when this is what they think about you? Every mistake you make, do you feel like you're gonna have to get in front of the church? I want to apologize, church. I lost a job. I want to apologize, church, because me and my boyfriend, like, do you like this? That is like the weirdest, most disgusting shit I've ever seen happen in a church. And they're clapping about it, like, you did the eucalyptus. I mean, you talking about that level of embarrassment, that level of scrutiny, being played, like, she's dealing with that pressure. Just being the pressure of a 15-year-old girl in today's society. I just don't know. I just, I watched it, was angry, still pissed off about it, because how, like, you sanctimonious motherfuckers. And that's part of the reason why a lot of people from my generation backed off of the church, because it wasn't about spiritual uplifting. It wasn't about being a pillar of the community. It was just like, we here, we're more or less a nonprofit business. If you're not a member of this church, you're not tithing your tithes to the church, we don't give a shit what you got going on in your personal life. And like I said, it bothered me, and I was gonna wait and say this for another show. I was gonna probably say before the Friday show, but I just couldn't. I was like disgusted, and still, I'm still disgusted. That this is what the behavior people have to go through to be to say that I'm saved and sanctified. Like, for the mother to be responding like she supported that. This is like this throw your baby under the bus, man. Like, I just couldn't. I for the life of me, I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. You can't explain it to me to make it make sense in any form or fashion. Like, that is embarrassing. That is embarrassing to see. You got all these old grown folks co-signing that shit. And listen, beautiful. When she didn't want to seem. I mean, can you just imagine the conversations that led up to these stupid motherfuckers thinking like, yo, this is the best way to address it, because everybody in the community knows, like, we're gonna get you in front of the church and you're gonna apologize. And then the preacher backs it up like ain't no baby showers. Like you being as a 50, you're going to be punished for making that kind of a mistake. Not we're going to trot out the 15-year-old boy and the girl and the family. Like, but that ought to be a time when you rally together. That's what the church is supposed to do. Rally together, and surround them and cover them, in times like that. That's what that's supposed to do. That's what it's supposed to be. You should feel a sense of ease, a sense of comfort when you come to your pastor or whoever your religious leader is, and you should feel comfort. You shouldn't feel ashamed. You shouldn't feel stressed out and anxious dealing. That should be a safe haven for you to allow your true self and seek covering. I was just disturbed by it. I was just flat out disturbed by it, and the responses, by her mother just double down on it. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. But anyway, before we kind of close out the show, because I hope my executive producer wasn't listening, because she hates when I deviate. I ain't seen in a minute. Maybe she on vacation, but she hates when I deviate. But I had to kind of get that out. That was on my spirit, and I just could not. I couldn't hold it. I ain't gonna. I just couldn't hold it. It bothered me. But as we kind of move forward, housekeeping, of course, we'll be doing a divisional round breakdown later on this week, probably on Thursday. May combine them again on Friday. Who knows? And in response to what you said earlier, beautiful. Listen, how can I put this? Everybody, and I've learned this not just with just social media, but this in life. As you elevate, you have to separate, and sometimes it's uncomfortable, not only for you but also for them. Sometimes, like I said, when you elevate, sometimes you have to separate, and more often than not, you have to separate from people that you have built some kind of relationship. Everybody can't come. Everybody is not ready for that transition, to where we leave that behind, and as we grow and move on, you realize, and and it's nothing against them, because it's some good people that they just can't be with you on parts of your journey, or what they say, some people are there for a moment, some people are there for a season, and some are there for a lifetime. Like you get older, you learn who's who. That includes friends, associates, co-workers, family members. As you elevate, you have a lot of times you got to separate. And what I love to bring, more people into the evolution of what I'm trying to do or got going on. Yeah. But I understand that everybody can't come. I understand that everybody's not ready. We can talk about it, and sometimes it takes something happening to you to get you to understand that, hey, you need to separate, because it's time for you to elevate. God has a way of doing that, pulling you out of situations that you didn't know were situations. He has a way of doing that. Like to call it the nigga wake up call. He gives it to you, whether it be a relationship you have with somebody, a job you have, or whatever. He has a way of pulling you out of situations. Sometimes it may, you know, you may be not treating yourself right. You may not be living a healthy lifestyle. He sits you down. You may be running too fast. You may be doing too much. He sits you down. He separates you so you can elevate. So, but you know, is it I think at this point, well, I mean, this is my show, man. So I can say what I want to say. I know ain't too many people tuned in anyway on a Tuesday. They probably somewhere listen to some bullshit. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, to each his own. As I said, I used to be part of the bullshit too. But I think, you know, as I see certain people ready to make that transition, like I said, I've always encouraged it. I think, you know, eventually, you know, you gotta elevate. I know, but like, listen, life, you know, life, and you know, it has a way of correcting your path. If, you know, if you allow it to happen, don't fight the elevation. And in regards to that space, I mean, you know, I've never wanted to say something is dead, but you know, certain people are doing their best to kind of keep it alive for various reasons, some good, some bad. You have those that are trying to give people an outlet to kind of let their hair down, but then you have people who will use that and, you know, use it in a negative way. That is like I said, it's not dead. It's not life support. It's just kind of what it is. Some stuff I watch, some stuff I don't. I just can't keep up. You know, I gotta move on. Like life is good. You know, in a healthy place. I'm in a healthy space. You know, and it's whatever. But I'm you know, waiting to see, you know, what the next evolution of it is. I think it's coming. I'm not sure what it looks like. But I think, you know, the evolution is coming, but you know, sometimes you gotta separate to elevate. Yeah, appreciate it. Well, you know, I'm down bad, I'm drunk. I can't, you know, it's not my God-given ability, and I don't have that talent to change minds. And why try? You're gonna think what you want to think, and go with what you want to go with. I can't. I don't have the energy or the strength. I'm looking at 2025 for certain people as and I'm looking at eucalyptus, looking at this as an opportunity and waiting for, you know, to see, you know, their growth, their elevation. I'm looking for it. Those that, you know, and I know who's who wants to elevate, and it'll happen. It'll happen, but you know, it'll happen. I'm not enthused, not intrigued, not at this point, you know. And it took a minute. Listen, it took a minute. It took a minute, but at this point, it's whatever. You know, I'm planning trips. Yeah. Yeah, you booked the visit. Listen, self-reflection. Listen, hey, sometimes you gotta be sat down. You know, life sits you down, and sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's uncomfortable, and you know, it's whatever. But you know, looking back on it, you know, it's some good people that I've interacted with and continue to interact with. But for the most part, it don't make dollars. It don't make sense. It's, you know, I'm trying to do something new, man. I'm looking at the back half of my life like, damn, do you really want to be doing this shit for, you know, till you 60, 65, 70 years old? Like something like, no. I'm good, man. Like I said, I'm planning 2025. I'm planning trips, man. Trying to get the missus on the plane to the motherland. I'm trying to plan trips. I'm not doing that with the goof troops and that ilk. Like, no, I'm good. I'm good. You know, let y'all have whatever y'all want to have. Y'all, I'm good. Brother, what's going on, man? Well, but like I said, you know, elevation. Well, not with my fan. Elevation comes with some separation. It's like I say, you know, some people would be mad, like, you don't see this person no more. They don't. You know, I'm good. I'm good, and you know, I just want those that want well for others, man, to be successful. I want them to be happy doing whatever you're doing in life, social media, whatever that is. I was thinking real hard getting some land in Ghana. Listen, I've been trying to get the missus over there for the longest. I've been trying to get her over there for the longest, but see, she's one of them people. She don't like being on the plane for them long kind of rides. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't bother me. I've been on, I think the longest flight I've been on is 20 hours. Yeah, but anything over 4, she gets kind of bothered. So, you know, been trying to work my magic with that. We'll see how that goes. Hey, what's going on, toy lady? I mean, listen, it's so listen, when you pull your goddamn face and nose out of smelling the bullshit, and you're like, damn, there's a lot going on around me that I should be enjoying. Man, listen, well, hell, you know, y'all in the quite like tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, but this weekend, yeah, hell, like I got tickets to the championship game. Fuck, I care about some motherfucker sitting up in the middle of the night talking. All right, I'm trying to enjoy life, dude. I'm trying to enjoy life. I mean, I want to, you know, I'm older. I ain't gonna reveal how old. But I'm older, man. Like, I want to be stress free as possible, man. You know, you're not getting no younger. You know, you lose a step. You gotta. I'm not a fan of plays, but I take it. Listen, brother, I wasn't either, man, till I started, you know, flying so many years ago. I was like, you know, yeah, like the turbulence, you hear the stories, but like, man, I was telling her, like, you be on a plane 20 hours, listen, you sleep for most of it. I mean, you getting 3 or 4 meal services. They got the movies on deck. About the only thing that you may complain about is towards the end of the trip, you know, you know, depending on the hygiene of the people or your other passengers, it may be a little tart. Just, you know, just be, you know, keeping it real. It may be a little tart. It's a long ass flight. They, you know, it's nice to bring your toiletry and you know, be prepared. You know, I'm just saying. But yeah, land labor is kind of cheap over there. But yeah, I've been beautiful. That's a lot of that stuff has been popping up in my timeline. You know, people going over there and, you know, showing the real, I guess the real Africa. And when you kind of break it down, not just Africa, just, you know, being, yeah, I think something is cool about being black and living abroad, being a Black American and living abroad. And you see, you know, once you kind of get that stuff into your algorithm, your timelines and stuff, you start to pop up with, you know, with more of that stuff out. So yeah, I'm cool. It's a young chick. She's in Japan. She's kind of having like she's had like a mixed experience living in Japan, but I find that intriguing. Like shit, retire. Get to that age where you collecting money and live abroad. Like, yeah, dreams. But it's nice to have them. But yeah, this year I'm I'm traveling, man. Traveling. Trip to Africa is definitely on the menu, but I got to find a way to get on the plane. We'll see. We'll see. I think our price tickets. I want to say it was like she was like she want to lay down the strap. I was like, shit, that's like about $2,500. For her. I'm like, we'll see. But that's what my mindset is right now. Elevating and separating. Like I'm good. Block out the noise. Change your algorithm. I mean, I got like weird shit in my algorithm now. Like this random shit that has nothing to do with arguing and all of that bullshit. But anyway. I know she's gonna be upset. Like, there you go deviating again. I told you about that shit. Like, my exec. For those who don't know who my executive producer is, that is Gator Girl. If you don't know, she is the executive producer of the show. She be getting on me when I deviate, but hey, it is what it is. It's my mic, my time, my freedom, and I've done the sports stuff. So let me. But yeah, y'all check out that story if you haven't heard about it. The young girl that had to go to apologize in church. Very disturbing. It's been some like follow-up videos, like people going in there and interacting with the congregation, and it wasn't pleasant. I'm not of the mindset of going somewhere to record something. I'm not doing. Well, I'm gonna do no shit like that for clicks and views. If you feel bothered by it, you feel bothered by it. But not walk around with a fucking camera in my hand. You people like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, it is a way, if the community felt some kind of way about it. Yeah, you can get some change. I'm going Caruso. You going to Caracal? Beautiful. Or maybe I'm saying it right or wrong. I don't know. I never heard of Caruso, but I'm thinking you trying to say Caracal. I heard that's nice. I heard that's nice. My what I'm trying to do for my birthday. I'm trying to go for some odd reason. I want to go to somewhere in Europe this year. I want to go somewhere in Europe. It's been a minute since I've been over there. It's been a minute. Or maybe go somewhere in Southeast Asia. It's been a minute since I've been there too. I think Southeast, like what was that, 2005, 6? South Korea. Listen, for women, here's the tip. If you want the best shopping in the world, either go to the Philippines or go to South Korea. Because you're getting it straight, pretty much straight from the manufacturer. Listen, I got full queen size and king size mink blankets for like $25, because a lot of the places in those countries, it's not like a set price. It's you kind of negotiate. You negotiate your price. Cause they may tell you, you say, how much for that? And they'll tell you it's either Adachi or Ajima. They'll tell you like, it'd be $40. Like, can you let it go for 30? I love shopping over there. I got some of my suits from over there. But also be careful, ladies. If you bring your mate, toilet. I think if you understand what I'm talking about. You bring your mate to some of these places. Listen, You think sisters and stuff like that is aggressive? Here, listen. They don't give a damn if you walking with your wife. Some of them in the back of their mind thinking, shit, if I can blow his mind in the short amount of time that he may be in this country, I can get back to his country with a green card. Listen, they don't give a damn if you walking with your spouse in some of these countries. I'm just gonna the toilet lady cannot you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. You've been there, you know what I'm talking about. You talking about single man heaven? They love you long time, brother. Listen, brother. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. In some certain, and it's not all countries, but certain countries and places you go to. Listen, they don't give a damn if you with your spouse. I want to catch your attention. Tour lady, tell them it's some aggressive women, and some of the women are really mean. Be careful. It is weird. It is a culture shock because it ain't like hey, what's going on, baby? Like, nah, it's like, boo, I'm trying to fly back home with you. So what I got to do in these 2 to 3 days, or however long you in country, to get a green card. Strange for some change, like shit. You want to mess with me? You want to mess with my sister too? Like, woo! That's old drama. That's old drama before the marriage. Drama before the marriage. Let me shut up because she may be listening. That drama before the marriage, boy. This aggressive. You ain't never seen nothing like it. But yeah, beautiful. I hope you have a good time. Hope you have a good time in Curacao. Let me know all about it. Eucalyptus, you still owe me the summer. You still owe me the summer. I want to learn about that. We'll get there one day. DR, brother. Let me say, DR is a little bit tamer than what you see in like Southeast Asia. Trust me when I say it, brother. Trust me. Because listen, in DR, listen, it's a better crop. The Southeast Asia is different. It's different. I mean, be honest with you, black man heaven on earth is probably Germany, because the blacker you are, the more they like you. But that was a story. That was a story for for another day. I'm telling y'all too goddamn much. I can see it now. So tell me about your time in Germany. Tell me about that experience. Baby, you know what I'm saying? Hey, just that was a long time ago. I was young. I don't know, but yeah, black man heaven, Germany, shit. But anyway, let me get my ass up out of here. I'm gonna definitely be in trouble tomorrow. Let me get my ass up out of here. But yeah, in regards to, like I said, elevate, separate, I'm good. Despite what you may hear, I'm good. But let me get my ass up out of here. I'm good. I retired by Pop 66. I'm going in. Brother, listen, man. Listen, Germany. You think you got a problem with the sisters here? Imagine going over there. I'll buy you a Benz. I'll get you a goddamn home and goddamn Kaiserslautern. The fuck, I'm telling y'all too much. But anyway, remember what's in you, not in them, and remember the phrase that pays over here. I'm definitely gonna be in trouble tomorrow. The phrase that pays over here. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Oh shit, just got a text message. Yeah, it's gonna be a long night. You have to be on the couch. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but every time you learn. and I'm out.